Let's get to it.
Alright YouTube, what's going on? It's Mesa Fail back at it with another episode of Ask Mesa. This is episode 31. It's a weekly, sometimes bi-weekly, and now it's just whenever I can get around to doing it series where you guys ask me questions in the comment section or on Twitter with hashtag AskMesa, and I try to answer them over some gameplay. I'm not embarrassed by it. This is a really fun game of Control, but got a lot of kills, but we just did not win for some reason. Anyway, just watch it in the background while I answer these questions. Alright, first one comes from Mike B. He says, hey Mesa, where do you stand on this rivalry of shotgun users and snipers? Do you think shotguns are or can be a skill-required weapon in Destiny? Well, the way I look at it, guys, because I get into a lot of debates on Twitter regarding the 1,000-yard stare, because I fucking hate that thing. Look, the way I look at it, snipers are annoying, shotguns are annoying, but, I mean, at close quarters range, what am I supposed to do? Throw a banana peel on the floor? Blow them a kiss? 1,000-yard stares are annoying because I don't like it when people sit in the back of their map and use a weapon that's got a huge aim assist and pick you off from one shot, okay? Yes, granted, sniping does take skill. I used to snipe nonstop in kills on Shadowfall. Destiny, never got into it. I like to rush. I like to try to be up front or try to be somewhat up front. That's why I use a pulse rifle and I use a shotgun. And people right away think if you're a shotgun user, that's all you use. Use your primary. Well, watch the gameplay in the background. I am using my primary, but up close, I'm going to use my shotgun. And they definitely nerfed the hell out of shotguns. I'm sorry. That conspiracy theory D that I have, after the last patch, that thing rarely gets one-shot kills. I usually have to two-shot people. So now it's switched over to the meta of using, in my opinion, a fast-firing shotgun, like the new Monarchy full auto one, and also, obviously, Invective. And the reason why I can't stand 1,000-yard stare is because it just gets exhausting. Every single Trials of Osiris lobby I get into, we inspect the characters prior to flying in. Every guy, 1,000-yard stare, hidden hand, 1,000-yard stare, 1,000-yard stare, 1,000-yard stare. Or now it's been that Irene thing or whatever with Luck in the Chamber. It just gets exhausting after a while. Alright, then we got Austin Thomas. How are you liking Black Ops 3? Time to kill too fast or nah? And also, are you liking zombies if you played it? Well, I'm absolutely loving Black Ops 3, but as I've said in my review video, Black Ops 3 is one of those things where, well, Call of Duty in general, I can only take it in doses, okay? It gets exhausting. I always say that the sweatiest lobby you'll ever run into in Destiny is like every single lobby in Call of Duty. But I've said it before, it makes me appreciate Destiny, because when I play Black Ops 3 multiplayer and I get shit on, I feel like a god in Destiny, because in Destiny I actually get into one-on-one gunfights. Black Ops 3 I always feel like it's whoever sees who first and gets the shots on, and you basically cannot miss when it comes to Black Ops 3. And zombies is a lot of fun. It's hella hard. I thought it was going to be easy like Black Ops 2. They definitely made it more difficult. I like it. I think I'm going to be playing zombies with Dichronic, if you know him from YouTube. But with Star Wars Battlefront coming out on Tuesday, I'm definitely going to be playing and streaming a lot of that. I know a lot of people were disappointed in the beta, including myself. But I think the beta, we got 2 maps and 2 game modes. That's nothing. There's so much more from what I'm watching on YouTube right now for people who got it early. Way more in Star Wars Battlefront that we haven't got to experience. So really looking forward to Battlefront this week. Alright, then we got Floppy Tortilla. If you could year 1 exotic armor weapon into year 2, what would it be? It's got to be the Meta multi-tool. I love that thing. I still use it from time to time in the Crucible, but I really wish we had a year 2 version for PvE. I guess the Talok, whatever you want to call it, for the Warlock turns into a Meta kind of when you get your super, but I wish we had Meta multi-tool. It'd be so cool. Grant Brown says, what subject did you struggle in school? I'm going to go with math. I hated anything that involved math, which is weird because I majored in, this sounds silly, but biomedical sciences, and I minored in biochemical pharmacology. So all classes like organic chemistry, biochemistry, anatomy and physiology. I took all graduate level anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, all that sort of bullshit, and got A's in all of them, but simple like chemistry 101 or physics 101, I got B's in because I can't stand math. So I'm more of a visual person, and I feel like classes like organic chemistry or biochemistry, anything like that, were just more visual, and if I could memorize it or see it, it was just much easier for me. Chris Abram says, hey Mesa, love the vids. Where and when did you meet your girlfriend? We just celebrated our 1st year anniversary October 28th. So we met about a year and 2 months ago. Well, year and a month and a half. We met on the internet, actually, on one of these dating apps. I think in 2015, especially when you get older, the whole idea of going out to clubs or bars or places trying to, hey, you come here often and all that bullshit is over. It's just way easier just to meet people on the internet. So yeah, we've been going out since then, and we're like 2 peas in a pod. Oh, I don't know how I dodged that blade dancer, but don't worry, he's gonna get me right now. Yeah, so we met about a year and 2 months ago, and yeah, we're just 2 peas in a pod. And we got Rhino666. What did your band sound like? Do you have songs you could play us? Believe it or not, there's a bunch of our songs, I think from the first album we recorded, up on MySpace. Believe that? They're not uploaded anywhere. Maybe SoundCloud somewhere. No, but if you look up, just Google search MySpace Centrifuge. Okay, so instead of centrifuge, that spins of blood, place a G with an S. I named the band that because I wrote all the music, so I write all the guitar parts and arrangements and everything, and the singer would write all the vocal melodies and vocals, and it was kind of like a fusion of my Metallica fanboyism in terms of riffs, and then also kind of like new wave type music, like all that Cure, Depeche Mode bullshit. I used to be really into that, and it was fun. Like our singer, he sang. Like even though I had some Metallica stuff or inspired riffs or whatever, there was no screaming or anything. I always hated the type of music that was just all that screaming bullshit. He sang, and he sang great, and we've been actually trying to get together to jam, but it's just like it was when the band kind of disbanded. It's just impossible to get everyone together for 2 simple hours on a Saturday to jam. I don't know. I'd love to play again. I've been definitely missing it for a long time now. Alright, then we got our Reflection Sum. I love that weapon, by the way. Do you think Silver has helped or hurt Destiny? Why or why not? I'm going to say it's helping Destiny, and I say that because, well, anything that helps fund DLC is going to help everybody, okay? And I know I'm one of those yokels. I spent about $30 on those emotes. There's some of them I just had to have. The only one I was so pissed I missed was the scary one, the boo one. Every time someone would says, like, Phallico frightened everyone, I just crack up when I look at it. I think anything that helps fund DLC, look, I mean, Activision's in the business to make money like any company, so if it helps with DLC, if it helps bring down the cost of DLC, but I'm not sure because I know Eric Hirschberg, he's the CEO of Activision, did say, I think in some press conference, that DLC expansions and microtransactions can coexist within Destiny. So as long as it doesn't become like a pay-to-win type thing, I'm all for it. If it helps, let's say if a lot of people don't buy them, but then people like me make up for it by buying those things, and it helps with maybe bringing down the cost of DLC or adding things for free to the game in terms of DLC or expansions, I'm all for it. Alright, then you got Pod 3600. What's your favorite subclass if you have one, and why? Well, it's your avatar, dude. Yeah, it's the Night Stalker, which is weird. Well, it was weird for me coming to grips with because I am a Warlock fanatic for the longest, and I do like the Stormcaller a lot, but I don't know, just something about the Night Stalker. It just, for me, in PvE, and even for PvP for that matter, I love it. Keen Scout is great in PvP. I love the Envenom grenades. I love the Vanish grenades. I love the jumping. I love the tether. I think it's so useful in PvE. I don't use the one, what is it? I think it's Black Hole. I don't use the tether in PvE that causes damage or causes enemies to explode and share damage because I feel like it's too short. I like the other one. I love making orbs for all my teammates so they get a lot more supers. Well, for me, it's the most fun subclass. All right, Adam Plays, what were some of your best year 1 memories from Destiny? Now that's a tough one. Believe it or not, one of the fondest memories I have was the whole first couple of months was farming for materials. I know everyone hated it, but I loved it. Prior to the Vanguard and the vendors selling helium filaments and spirit blooms and all that stuff, I would spend hours just roaming around doing all the patrols and farming for that stuff. I knew like every single spot on the moon where to find a chest or where to find helium filaments. I kind of missed that, you know? It was a lot of fun. Other things like, I remember Crota's End was like the first real raid I did. I didn't do the Vault of Glass until like a month and a half because first month and a half of the game I had no friends to play with. I was just by myself the whole time, but that's when I met Rezo and I did Crota's End blind, and it was so much fun. Things like getting my first Hawk Moon. I didn't get a Hawk Moon until day 26. I got it from Crota's End, and also when I got my first Galahorn. That was... It took me 33 days played before I got my first Galahorn, and it also came from Crota's End. Same thing with Red Death also. I forgot to mention Red Death. I remember getting my first Red Death. That came from the Death Singer in Crota's End. I never forget that day. Alright, then we got Ian Alexander. Outside of Destiny and video games in general, what are some of your hobbies? Well, you guys know already, guitar fanatic, although I don't play as much as I'd like to. I'm a gym rat too. I love going to the gym. I try to go every day, but that doesn't always happen. I'm a cardio nut, or I lift weights. Let's see, I love hanging out with my girlfriend all the time. I love playing my little dog, my little Jack Russell Max. I'll throw a picture of him on screen. I've had him. He's a rescue. I've had him for 10 years. And other than that, I don't know. When a nice weather's out, I like to go bike riding a lot. I don't have the knees for running. I mentioned that because my girlfriend, she's a runner. She just ran her second New York City marathon, but I'm a biker. I will go out on my mountain bike and just bike for hours and hours around New York City. Alright, Crazy Rampage says, hey Mesa, not sure if you've answered this already, but do you think Destiny will last its 10-year plan, and do you think you'll be there to the end? Well, I hope so. I think it will last its 10-year. I'd love to work for a studio or a publishing company within the gaming industry one day, but that's a whole other topic. I think it will. I think Destiny is kind of like the next big thing, or, I mean, despite everyone saying that it's dying right now, I feel like Destiny's not like any other game out there. It's way too addicting. I know that recent stats were 25 million people are registered, and the average player plays 3 hours a day. The reason why I think it's not like any other game is because in my opinion, there's always something to do in the game. It's a grinding game. I kind of feel like even though COD is enormous, COD's kind of like a one-trick pony. You're either going to go in and play with the sweaties in multiplayer, you could play zombies with a few friends, but that's kind of repetitive, or you could play the single-player story on different modes and everything. But with Destiny, there's just, with the open world, it combines, let's see, it combines story, it combines multiplayer, and it combines new stuff to do every day, whether it's bounties, whether it's daily stories that involve, I love how they added some sort of thing where you can start an exotic quest from the daily story. I really like that. I don't know, I just feel like you log into Destiny and there's always something to do, and that's why I always tell everyone, have 3 different characters. Don't have just one of the, well, 3 versions of the same character class. Have all 3. It makes it a lot more fun, because I get bored playing on one subclass for way too long, or one class just in general. But I know I'm babbling through this, but yeah, I just feel like Destiny's not like any other game where you log in and there's always something different to do. There's events going on, you know, and I think that they're just going to keep building on that frame that they have right now with regards to daily stories, Iron Banana, Trials of Osiris, and yeah, I think it's going to last to 10 years. That's just my humble opinion. I know I sound like a fanboy, but that's how I feel. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I know this one's a long one, but I had a long gameplay and I had a whole bunch of questions to go through. So if you want to have your question featured, either leave a comment with the question in the comment section of this video, or tweet me with the hashtag AskMesa. Yeah, we lost. I came out on top. I did really well, I think, in terms of score, but yeah, well, this is me playing solo as usual. Alright, Babble Mode's engaged. Drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, which is usually on YouTube, sometimes on Twitch, and that's it. I'm out of here like Vladimir.